In this month's episode of Seek Out the Arts, we are exploring female angst, as captured in Auguste Tolmouche's The Reluctant Bride. Hello everyone, Jennifer L. Scott here, and welcome to the very first Seek Out the Arts of 2024. I love doing these monthly explorations on my channel where we dive deep into art, culture, poetry. This type of thing feeds my soul, and I know that so many of you feel the same way. So I'm really excited about today's painting, which strikes a chord with women everywhere, and we're going to get into that in a moment. But first, I'd like to thank the Chic Society. That's the private membership group I have here on YouTube. Channel memberships is so much fun. I do a vodcast every Friday. We go live and talk to each other on Zoom once a month. We have a pen pal program. If you love this channel and you love the community you find here, you will absolutely love the Chic Society. So I'll leave a link to join down below. Membership is only $1.99 a month. There are also upper tiers. They get mentions in the monthly videos like you're seeing here. So check everything out, and I hope that you'll join us in the Chic Society for 2024. Okay, let's have a look at The Reluctant Bride, sometimes known as The Hesitant Fiancé. This is by Auguste Tolmouche, who was a French painter. He was born in 1829 and lived to 1890. The Reluctant Bride was painted in 1866. Okay, so maybe you've seen this painting because it's gone viral recently as a meme. It is a meme that is helping women, quote unquote, express their rage on TikTok. This is another meme-worth painting. So let's have a look at it here. The Reluctant Bride. Okay, so the hesitant fiance, the hesitant betrothed. I think this is funny because we're looking at the woman in the center, and I don't think reluctant or hesitant describes her. I think those words are way too mild for what she is feeling. We're gonna get to the intensity of her glare in just a second, but I always like to start off with what they're wearing. I don't know why, but I feel like this just sets the scene, okay? Let's start off with looking at the bride. She is in a very elegant, long-sleeved wedding gown. It looks like white silk or taffeta, and it's lined with fur, not only at the collar, but all the way down the bodice, also on her shoulders, at her wrists, and there's a delicate trim at the bottom, and it looks like she's wearing matching white satin slippers. Her hair is tied up beautifully in, it looks like milkmaid braids almost, with a braid around the top of the crown. And this is her wedding dress. We know this because he does tell us this is called, she's a bride or a soon-to-be bride. And she's surrounded by her entourage. Now, she also has a little bouquet of flowers as well. And her bridesmaids or ladies in waiting or sisters, I'm not sure who these people are, but they're obviously close to her, and they are consoling her. These are people in the upper classes. Tolmouche loved to paint this class of people, and they all are beautifully adorned. The one leaning over and kissing her head has what looks like a beautiful fur-lined shawl. They are beautifully dressed, ribbons in their hair. The younger one is looking in the mirror, trying on the wedding wreath from the bride. So let's look at the bride's expression. Why is this not a happy portrait? Why does this encapsulate female rage? She has a very intense stare, and she's looking at you. So she is breaking the fourth wall. She's not looking elsewhere. She is looking directly at you, and it is the most intense stare that maybe I've ever seen in a painting. And her bridesmaids are all around her. They're trying to calm her down. They're trying to placate her. They're trying, one of them is kissing her head, one is holding her hand. The other one is just focused on wanting to pretend she's getting married, it looks like. But this bride is not going through an easy time. She does not want to be here. And it's funny because I don't see reluctance or hesitance. I just see rage. Pure, unadulterated rage emanating from her eyes. There's so much boiling under the surface of her pretty facade. And it makes you wonder what the story is. Is she about to enter an arranged marriage with someone she doesn't love? Did her family push her into this. Because what is going on? Because clearly she does not want to be there. Another story could be that maybe she just had an argument with her fiance and she's having second guesses, but there's more to it than this. This intensity that she has with her gaze suggests that she does not want to be entering this marriage. Critics are saying that her expression represents an iconic depiction of female rage. That deep, intense stare she has can really encapsulate all the resistance that women might have to what society expects of them. And I have definitely had this expression from time to time. Some people say that her expression is full of rage. Some people say it's full of hostility. Some people say it's full of resignation, maybe, to the arranged marriage. Let's talk about Toulmouche for a moment. He was a painter of the Romantic school. He was married to Claude Monet's cousin, and he even mentored Monet in Paris. Toulmouche was known for doing paintings of fashionable women in luxurious interiors. Émile Zola called them Toulmouche's delicious dolls, or in French, Délicieuses poupées de Toulmouche. These are some of Toulmouche's famous works of art, and you can see that, yes, they depict luxury, elegance, daintiness, opulence, but this is the only one that depicts such negativity and rage coming from its subject. So it really did cause a stir, highly unusual for the time, where women were not really expressing that emotion in art. You could, of course, they're expressing it in their daily lives, but in art, you really didn't see it. Now, she is breaking the fourth wall. She is looking at someone. Now, who is she looking at? That is the question. If I were to guess, I would say she's looking at maybe one of her parents, like her mother or her father, the person who is making her go into this arranged marriage. She probably isn't looking at her fiance, because why would he be seeing her in her wedding dress before they get married? I don't think it's him. Whoever it is, she's telling them with her stare, I am not happy. The painting was put up for sale at Christie's in New York in October of 1990, and again at Sotheby's in New York in April and October of 2005. It is currently held in a private collection. This was exhibited at the Paris Salon of 1866 and at the 1867 Exposition Universelle. So I would love to know what you think about this painting. What does her stare represent to you? I like it because it is a controlled, thoughtful anger. You know, it's like either women are typically depicted as either like lashing out or fainting and being too demure. This is a smart woman, and she is thinking, she's pondering, she is looking, she is telling with her actions. And you can't help but feel bad for her. Just the centuries upon centuries of things that women have had to go through that they didn't want to go through just because society expected them to do it. So I do understand why this has become a meme, and rightfully so. And I do hope that you enjoyed Auguste Toulmouche's The Reluctant Bride. For the musical selections this year, I want to introduce you to new and talented emerging artists in the classical music genre. One of them is Xavier Foley. He is a double bassist and he's so talented. I'm going to leave his YouTube channel below, as well as one of his recent performances with pianist Kelly Lynn. They are performing Saison Allegro Appassionato Opus 43. I'm really excited to familiarize myself with the work of these emerging artists more as 2024 goes on, and I hope that you are too. Okay, I'm gonna do something I have never done before for the Poetry Corner, and I have this little pocket book of Emily Dickinson's poems. I love this. I carry it with me in my handbag. Look how tiny it is. I've given this to one of my best friends. It is the best thing ever. I love it. So I have so many pages earmarked because I love her poetry. So what I'm going to do is flip at random to 3 different poems and read them to you as a special different nod to celebrate poetry this month. So here we go. Okay, it says, I live with him, I see his face, I go no more away. For visitor or sundown, death's single privacy. the only one forestalling mine, and that by right that he presents a claim invisible, no wedlock granted me. I live with him, I hear his voice, I stand alive today, to witness of the certainty of immortality. Taught me by time the lower way, conviction every day, that life like this is stopless, be judgment what it may. And that was from 1862. Whoa, I find it very strange actually that she said no wedlock granted me, and we just discussed The Reluctant Bride. And Emily Dickinson very famously never got married. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna flip to another one. Ready? I have a little heart on this one. Safe in their alabaster chambers, untouched by morning and untouched by noon, lie the meek members of the resurrection, rafter of satin and roof of stone. Grand go the years in the crescent above them. Worlds scoop their arcs and firmaments row. Diadems drop and doges surrender, soundless as dots on a disk of snow. And this is a version from 1861. Okay, this is completely random, but I love this poem. I love the first line, safe in their alabaster chambers. This is such a random segue, but when I shared my redecorating video and I shared the evergreen fog paint that we chose for our drawing room, one of you said that you loved Sherwin-Williams alabaster. And I immediately thought of safe in their alabaster chambers. And I thought, what a lovely color to paint a room, alabaster, because of Emily's poem, Safe in Their Alabaster Chambers. And I got a sample of alabaster paint from Sherwin-Williams and I put it downstairs. We might do our other room in that color. So I know, it doesn't really have anything to do with poetry, but let's do another one. I went right back to that one that I just read. Maybe I'm meant to read the one on the other page. Okay, here we go, the final one. From 1862. I heard a fly buzz when I died. The stillness in the room was like the stillness in the air between the heaves of storm. The eyes around had wrung them dry, and breaths were gathering firm. For that last onset when the king be witnessed in the room. I willed my keepsake signed away, what portion of me be, assignable, and then it was, there interposed a fly. With blue, uncertain, stumbling buzz between the light and me, and then the windows failed, and then I could not see to see. So, a large theme in Emily's poems is death and immortality. She writes about it a lot. She heard a fly buzz when I died, the stillness in the room. A lot of her poems examine death, the moments after, the fly, you know, kind of like uncomfortable things that we don't like to think about. But yes, this one really does explore, you know, what it is like to die. She does that a lot. I use different things as bookmarks. As you'll see, I have $1 in here in this one. I marked this page with a ribbon. So anyway, the Pocket Emily Dickinson, that was fun. I like doing that where I just flip to a random poem. I try to read poetry every day of my life. And I also want to thank you for all of your kind words about the poems that I shared at the end of December. I shared The Dragon, which is a poem I wrote a few years ago, and it was animated by Ruhama. And I shared The Dream, which was a live action poem that I wrote for you for Christmas. And it was directed by Evan M. Gallagher, who is my editor and also he's such a wonderful director. Shout out to Evan. So thank you for your kind words. I love poetry and try to read it every day. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I am now going to share the Elegant Connoisseurs with you, and they are the top tier in the Chic Society. The 90-Day Memoir book, available now from Alan Watt and the LA Writers Lab. Jenny Williams from Carrot Top Paper Shop, Elaine Brisebois, certified nutritionist and women's weight loss coach, Ashley Buffa, Freedom Mom's Smart Kids Chore System, Guy Blaze, author of Love Like the French, a guide to better romance and relationships, Dr. Kate Philbin, transpersonal psychologist and professionally certified life and executive coach, Carrie Van Hooser, author of 'Tis the Season for Poetry, Louise Bromhead, psychologist, author of Illness Recovery Well-Being, Macondo Forever, Woven Placemats, Teresa Maples from Self-Care Routine Cards, Ellen's Scottish Shortbread, Sturm Brothers Custom Design and Fine Jewelry, Studio Duquesa Fine Art Branding and Stationery. And thank you to the following: Catherine Ray, Anne-Marie Ramsey, Ashley Diaz, Jenny Candelaria, Jet Raleigh Heron, Gina K. Henry, Juliette Keeler-Lebien, Karen Lynn Interior Design, Linda Eckloff, Maria Condor, and Moonshadow Welsh Ponies. Thank you so much for joining us here for Seek Out the Arts. I can't wait to have another year of diving into the arts with you. It is my favorite topic to discuss, and I hope that it enriches you too. If you have any requests for future episodes, please leave them in the comments below. Keep calm and remain classy, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.